I understood that chemistry is actually dangerous and that this is not really for me. Coding is a little bit more safe because code
Yeah.
never explode.
Yeah, well, cats
Well, yeah.
code.
If death is inevitable, why be afraid? The worst will happen. What's the point to afraid of small things in between? Why are we so chained by these fears? You don't need any client, especially in the beginning, especially when you are alone and you're in the journey.
Yes.
Be fearless founder,
Be a fearless founder.
Go hitchhiking.
Oh my God,
Roads
that I
need-
cannot promise you.
Roads need you.
I don't
If you do
know.
that-
What we can say from all this conversation is that let's make our lives meaningful. But before we get started into the adventure, let's talk about you as a founder. Because you have had a pretty interesting journey so far.
Yes.
You have tried so many ventures. Now you're the
Yes.
founder of FunWise. Tell me about you and your journey as a founder.
Well, it probably started maybe 13 years ago, before I was in corporate and as a software developer. So my first education, actually, organic chemistry engineer. Technology was always my passion. I couldn't enroll because there were high demands on the math points and physics. So I never was good at math and physics. So for me, it was easier to follow my passion, chemistry. But after I burned my hand very badly after I tried to make an explosive at a student hostel, I understood that chemistry is actually dangerous and that this is not really for me. Coding is a little bit more safe because code never explode.
Yeah, well, cats code. But at least will not burn your hand.
And I worked as a software engineer for quite long, starting with web development and then worked in the bank. I was detached from the corporate life, and the only one option for me was to do something by myself. Telling me or I always imply my partner Nick. We always do things together, and we are together for 18 years, and we building everything like hand by hand. We start doing different things, like we start web development company and did some projects like building websites, and then we were thinking, okay, this is not really scalable. You need always to contact with clients. There are a lot of risks. They don't like design. They do this and that and this and that, and it's very energy demanding. And so we start thinking to do something that you write a code, you upload code somewhere on website or somewhere else, and it recurrently creates you some kind of income. So, and the first project was Vlogger Awards. There was a software for Windows 8 mobile phones and Windows 8 tablets. We built this Vlogger Awards as a software for learning words, and it was really good. It was really neat. I liked the design. I liked the logic behind. Yeah, and after iteration by iteration, we start doing different things, and we end up doing some kind of crazy content platform. I don't know why, I don't know for what. And then we also had some fintech projects and small things, big things, small things, big things. And after we end up with this platform, has some bloggers who are using it and who are monetizing their content, but it's also wasn't something which is flying. The first SaaS successful project was COVID app in Berlin. It was during the COVID pandemic, and we automated COVID test centers, and we improved the customers flow from 50 persons per day to 450. And keep in mind, every customer, it's €12 for the owner of the test center. There was quite a
very successful.
Yeah, that was success. I saw the problem. I just approached them, telling that, guys, I can make you a solution, and promised them how it will change. They were very happy, and we implemented this technology, and it was really good. And after there was an experiment trying to start a construction business.
Oh my God.
And all the achievements that we had during COVID app, we just flushed into construction business. And then I understood that, you need to follow your expertise. Never trust someone who promise you some kind of expertise on the side. You need to be sure that you have only your head and your partner, and this is very important. One of the biggest problems us as a construction company was finding a customers, clients, and we started to do it Kundi. Kundi is a project with the email outreach platform. So we scrapped all the companies, Swedish companies. So we have like 700,000 Swedish companies with their contacts, and using AI, open AI was just appeared with ChatGPT. It was so exciting, and we start scrap all the information about the companies from the online and use it as a context to write very personalized emails. And opening rates and response rates were fantastic, because people at these times didn't know that actually AI can write so good. And after we met Aknur. She's a professional in recruitment from Czech Republic. We start to collaborate with her, solving pain by pain by pain by pain. The first was parsing CVs. They always were struggling, to parse CV, because CVs are messy. They can be in PDF, they can be in Word. The formatting is crazy, and they need some kind of structured and end up in structured format, one template, and we just solve it. And we have this technology, and we're improving it. And it was one of the bricks in PhoneWise, the first brick of the PhoneWise. This solution that we are doing right now, and we had several iterations. Probably only for PhoneWise it was 4 or 5 pivots. 4, I guess. I have my developer hat on my head. We're gonna do something in next 2-3 weeks. We will present something new.
But I would like you to go a little bit deeper into what is PhoneWise. So explain me. So let's talk about PhoneWise first. So PhoneWise, what is PhoneWise? Your one-liner.
Yes. So we helping to build, to extract everything from the conversation between HR and the hiring manager, and build very well-written JD in 1-2 minutes. So like this, very, very, very structured JD. And then capture conversation between recruiter and the candidate, and using these questions from the JD, we build the profiles and we match them, and we give them a report about how the candidate fits to the initial demand of the company.
Cool, exciting. When you were working in the corporate world, did you feel that it was a good fit for you?
And yes and no. More no, I guess. In the corporate world, the only good thing, if you have a good boss, if you have a good manager, they always push you to do things that you feel somebody needed. In the entrepreneurial world, sometimes you do things with no results at all, and it doesn't give you this feeling of satisfaction. But at the same time, being in the corporate world, every string of code that you do, it's not yours. You are alienated, by the Karl Marx words from what you're doing. Still, programmers, they have such a power to do something by themselves. They don't need to buy concrete blocks. They don't need to buy complicated equipment. They don't need, to touch this, physical world that sometimes can burn your hand. all you need just a laptop and access to the internet and yourself. And I felt this during my corporate, and I always wanted to jump out.
Well, tell me about this trip and what I want you to tell us about this trip, because of course it's like a very exciting adventure, but I think it's extremely connected to entrepreneurship and exactly what we're talking about, like taking the challenges, going through it, learning from the experience. So please tell us about your trip.
Okay. First of all, I had always quite, from my 80s, like 18 years old, I was dreaming about something like this. I always postponed it. Next year. 1 year, probably 6 years ago, I bought a backpack, huge backpack, but I didn't use it. I didn't find so much courage to go. I saw the quote in the Instagram reel. You know, today we got a lot of wisdom from Instagram reels. it was saying that if death is inevitable, why be afraid? And it impacted me so deep. The worst will happen. We will die. Everybody will die.
Yeah.
We will lose everything. We will lose our health. We will lose our property. We will lose the people who we love. We will lose our life in general. It's the worst, and it will happen. You know, this is scary. And then I found out that if it's true, and what's the point to afraid of small things in between? I mean, our lives are so short, like in terms of like even civilizations just 80 years, and you are a dust. You are you are a tree or something like this. So why are we so chained by these fears, smaller fears, like fear that, you know, I don't want to start an event because nobody will come. Oh my God, this is so miserable. I mean, it's so small. I'm afraid of public speaking because people will laugh. And it's not the worst, you know, the worst will happen sooner or later. Will happen. It's not the worst. Definitely. It's just funny. Something in between, you know, is not bad. It's funny. And if it's funny, you can make fun of this. You make your life as just a journey. Make your life as a sandbox where you can just try things. I understood that I'm limited by fears. They wasted so much of my energy. Then I just decided to go just like this. And 2 days I bought a tent, bought a sleeping bag, and I was on the road trying to catch someone to Malmö. And I was so lucky. 5 minutes. It took 5 minutes to catch the car. 5 minutes. And my driver, he was heading to Amsterdam.
No.
Yes. I was so lucky. And
okay, wait. So what your planning was like hitchhiking. Main plan was going towards Malmö.
Malmö, Copenhagen, Hamburg, Berlin. You know, this small trip.
Yeah. So so your idea was like going to take, because for those of you don't know where it's like Malmö in Sweden, it's like southern Sweden.
Yeah.
But instead of going to southern Sweden, you ended up in Amsterdam.
I overcame my fears. Amsterdam, it was out of my plan. It was, you know, uncertainty, some kind of fogs of war, and I never been in Amsterdam. And we had such a good conversation, such an amazing vibe. We were listening melodic techno. It was like, you know, universe made the best option for me. And I was like, where are you going? And he was like, Amsterdam. I was like, may I go with you? It was like this. He was like, yeah, why not?
Really?
Yeah, it's something new experience, new, because I understood that my initial plan was a result of my fears. I am afraid of something unknown. I've been in Copenhagen, I've been in Berlin, I've never been in Poland.
Yeah,
but
so you want to do something that it was familiar.
Yeah.
It was like kind of a challenge, but not really that challenging, because
it was
sort
safe,
of like
safe option of challenge.
Yes, and what is not bad, but it was like a sort of event.
Argument for myself to just go there, because otherwise I would never, go just nowhere. And what happened? I just went on nowhere. Amsterdam, new place. I have friends in Amsterdam, and I met the guy that we met during Dance and Latitude event in Tallinn, amazing guy, Brandon. And I met former partner, and I turned, my trip into some kind of business journey.
You met other entrepreneurs.
I tried to approach some recruiting companies in Amsterdam, and then we met with Acnur in Czech Republic. And yes, and after Amsterdam, the first lesson, I still was thinking about go to Berlin, come back, on the safer place. But I took a wrong road. So I took a road heading to south. I'm not a driver. I don't understand, this logic. For me, road goes out of the city. I can go somewhere. And this is the first lesson. You need to plan, and you need to know where you're going. No matter, you need to first accept that it can be spontaneous, but you need to know exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
You will end up somewhere, maybe even better place where you initial plan, but you need to have this perspective, and you need to plan some things. But then I met a driver. Her name is Christine. She helped me to go, on this cross roads, like between the road that headed to Berlin. And we had such a nice conversation. And he asked, where should I leave you? On which side? That was very interesting moment. I asked, where are you going? Where are you going? And she said, we are heading to south on the border between Germany and France, I guess. And I was like, may I go with you? But then she gave me the signals that it's not really comfortable for her. And I said, okay, no problem. Leave me and I will go to Berlin. And she said, it's too late. We already passed this.
What?
And here's a second lesson. You need to be fast in your decision, understanding where you're going to make your decision. When it's happening in your business, you don't feel it like this.
No.
It's not physical, it's so abstract. But here it's so physical.
Yeah, it is here and there, and you have.
I was like, okay. Where can I get off? And she said, we can actually give you a lift to Köln, and then you will decide by yourself. I said, wow, actually, I never been there. Why not? They were very kind, and they left me in the middle of the Köln, right in the center. And there I spent the night on the streets. Sleeping under the rain. I ended up sleeping actually on the train station.
Really?
Yeah, because I was too late to decide go to some kind of hotel, and this is crazy that you cannot camp in these countries like Germany and Netherlands.
No,
it was
can't.
Cultural shock, because we don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate the possibility to go in the forest and set up your tent, which is amazing. And I don't like it in these countries, I mean Germany, because I believe everyone must have a connection with the nature as we have in Sweden.
But I think this is a third point of a lesson, because I think also it's like if we can make the comparison with entrepreneurship and when we're driving businesses and building startups, it's like you cannot assume that some of the legal frames or the legal aspects are the same as in your country, right? So also when you are building like solutions, you have to be aware of what are the legal aspects
of course
operating in different countries. And sometimes I think when you are so focused on the development of your product or where you focus on things, you may forget that maybe you cannot camp in
I've learned the lesson. First, I need to understand the road. I need to understand the traffic, where people are heading, what destination I can take. So, and what should I put on my sign? This is very important. And this is marketing. This is pure marketing. Sometimes the most of the traffic are locals, like 99% of locals who are just traveling with the families, you know, just on a small vacation. And they don't go Wrocław. They will not pick you up. So thinking far is good, but sometimes if it doesn't work, you just need to divide your road into smaller pieces. A very important thing. People must like you. This kind of chemistry is something that creates this kind of positive journey. And I had some troubles in the Czech Republic for a short period to catch a car. But then I realized actually I don't need any car. I need my car. I need my driver. I need a person who will like me and I will like him. Only then this kind of very positive conversation journey will take place. I had zero bad people. All the persons that I met on this journey were extremely kind and good to me, and we had a very, very good time together. And this is actually the lesson for business as well. You don't need any client, especially in the beginning, especially when you are alone and you're in the journey. You need someone who will like you will like him, and your business will something kind of love, you know. You will just be part of the journey. You will spend a really good time together. This is important, to find your tribe, to find people who are matching your vibe. It's very sad that hitchhiking is dying. Tourism is not the same. You know, I've been in this travel for 14 days and I visited 10 cities.
Wow.
And I met more than 14 amazing people on my way, I mean, drivers. So, and it's at the same time I've seen something in between. I was spending night in the Czech Republic on the kind of cornfield, like under the sky and the stars and everything. You know, I was such a dreaming about this kind of experience. And
I think that it's a beautiful way to explain what is entrepreneurship. And you mentioned I met like 14 different persons, and then I visit 14 different cities, and then I slept out in the rain. And I think this is like the journey of an entrepreneur, and mainly when we're talking about startups, because we are trying to build something huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a great way to compare it, because what you mentioned is like about this like chemistry. I think we as a founders, we spent a lot of time of energy trying to make people like us, like, you know, like, but why this investor doesn't like me, or why this person doesn't like me. I think we're people. I think it's about also sense of chemistry. It's also about that try. Let's have this ride together. And let's say we like each other. Maybe in the process we like each other. Then we can say, oh, can I go with you all the way to Amsterdam? So so I think this is also something about, as you said, we should not be putting energy and time begging for like, please like me, please investor, I hope you like me and you will give me your money, or client, please like me. No, it's like, has to come from both ways. It has to feel right for both ways. What are your thoughts about this?
Oh, definitely. We have a limited energy, and we must make fun of this life, any experience. Look, I was sometimes so desperate. Sometimes it was so bad during this trip. I felt miserable, vulnerable. It was sometimes so bad. But after I hit the bottom, I found this energy to go up, and every situation that I was in, sometimes stuck in on the gas station for one day. It sounds not really pleasant, but it was really fun because I met so good people after, and I realized without this part, negative part, I would never had this very positive part. And if I get everything all together, I would say all the experience was amazingly good. Even though these small moments, moments of weakness, I would say, where you just feel very bad about where you are at or something like this. This is about acceptance, I guess.
Oh, Henry, it has been really lovely talking to you always. It is something that we like to add as we say goodbye.
Be fearless.
Yes.
Be fearless founder,
Be a fearless founder. Yes, definitely. Yeah, because it's like, it's like we made a series about that also. Like, we're living in a very hostile world in many ways. Because where we're focusing on is entrepreneurship and founders, and it's pretty hostile. And as you said, I think what we can say from all this conversation is that let's make our lives meaningful. And I think also building companies, and mainly in the startup world, is because we want to make meaningful products that will create an impact in people's lives. They will improve a process that perhaps would make you more efficient. In my case, I want you guys, all of us, to become even more like productive, more focused, learn to tame our entrepreneurial brains. It's in a way that we want to create something that builds a legacy. And I think that is something that we as founders were very brave, just because we're trying. Definitely, you're a fearless founder, Henry.
Thank you. I hope so. Well, yes, and I have something to add. Go hitchhiking.
Oh my God, that I cannot promise you.
Roads need you.
I don't know.
If you need advice,
I cannot promise you that.
You know where to find me. I will help you with some basic stuff.
Yeah. So where can we find you, Henry? Please tell us, where can we find your social media? Yeah.
Yeah, social media, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Okay, so here you will see where you can find him. Thank you so much, and guys, stay fearless. See you. Bye.
Bye.